I think Atlanta has always dreamed big. We've always done things in a big way. If we're going to do it, then we're going to do it, and we're going to do it right, and we're going to do it as comprehensively as possible.
I believe the Beltline truly is transforming the city of Atlanta, and 25 years from now, it will be considered the centerpiece of an amazing period of growth and excitement for Atlanta.
Inch by inch, yard by yard, mile by mile, the Atlanta Beltline is transforming our city, our neighborhoods, and the lives of our residents. It began just a few years ago as an ambitious vision. Today, thanks to the efforts of numerous contributors, dozens of political leaders, hundreds of volunteers, and thousands of citizens, the dream of Atlanta's Beltline is coming true. And many people insist, without the efforts of the Atlanta Beltline Partnership, the significant milestones achieved to this point would not be possible.
The Beltline Partnership is really, in many ways, the keeper of the vision.
They're the guys who've made the difference for the city. They've got the vision.
The partnership is most definitely the heartbeat of the Beltline.
If you talk to residents, if you go to neighborhood organizations and to NPU meetings and you hear what people think about the Beltline, when frankly they talk about Atlanta Beltline Partnership, the response is always positive and frankly quite good.
The Atlanta Beltline Partnership was formed to ensure that the questions and concerns of anyone affected by the Atlanta Beltline would be heard. From the neighbors in the communities it passes through, to the private funders and foundations that want to help make it a reality, to the developers who will build along its corridor, and to the government agencies that will help manage it. The Atlanta Beltline Partnership has evolved as the clearinghouse of information and credibility for all of the parties involved.
I view the Beltline Partnership as sort of the glue that holds all the stakeholders together.
The Beltline Partnership really got it from the very beginning. They really kind of got out there in the front of the conversation on bringing the community's engagement along, making sure that people had a say in how the Beltline would impact their backyard, and really educating them in the very beginning. So I honestly don't think the project could be where it is today without their involvement.
Thanks to the work of the Atlanta Beltline Partnership, more than 450 Atlanta Beltline bus tours have been conducted, bringing the story of the Atlanta Beltline to tens of thousands of people. Thanks to the Atlanta Beltline Partnership, 10 miles of new trails and hiking paths are now in use, 4 new parks are being opened, and millions of dollars in private money is being raised to help local, state, and federal dollars do more. Thanks to the Atlanta Beltline Partnership, tens of thousands of volunteers, community leaders, neighbors, and people throughout Atlanta and the United States are being kept up to date on any Atlanta Beltline issues through the internet and on social networks.
The Beltline is amazing because it brings people together to the same table wanting the same thing that typically don't talk to each other. So you've got housing advocates talking to preservationists. You've got ideas sort of percolating, not just about the Beltline, but about all kinds of things.
The Atlanta Beltline Partnership has really been instrumental in the community outreach. You wouldn't have the Beltline as we know it today without that level of outreach at festivals and in communities all over the city.
I think the Atlanta Beltline Partnership is huge in the fact that they only have 4 people on staff, and yet we have almost 1,200 volunteers. So really it enables them to reach so much of the city with a small staff and really keep its grassroots.
The Atlanta Beltline Partnership has spearheaded a private and public funding effort that has raised more than $35 million. The funds are being further leveraged to attract federal investment in Atlanta Beltline's trails and transit.
We don't do the work. All we do is write the check. So we've got to be able to trust the partners we're working with and know that they have the capacity to get it done. So the Atlanta Beltline Partnership, hugely important.
It's an astounding collaboration, and the Beltline Group, along with a lot of private and public monies that have been put into it, the city's put money into it, it's been an amazing collaboration.
One of the critical roles that the Beltline Partnership has played is working hard to ensure that all segments of our community are educated about the Beltline opportunity, because we certainly want to make sure that development that happens in those communities, that it happens with people and not to them.
The Atlanta Beltline Partnership launched the Atlanta Land Trust Collaborative to help ensure that Atlantans can remain in their neighborhoods as those areas begin to improve economically. It is programs like this that has made the Atlanta Beltline Partnership a trusted agent for the many distinct groups involved in the project. And the Atlanta Beltline, the most transformative project in the history of Atlanta.
You need an organization that can be the instrument to bring the financial resources to bear, but you also need to look out for the best interests of the community, and that's exactly what the Beltline Partnership does. It attempts to make sure that as this investment is happening, that the people that are already there doesn't get disenfranchised or left out of the equation.
The Atlanta Beltline Partnership can be flexible enough to work with communities, to go in and to hear what their concerns are, and to think outside of the box, to go find best practices, to work with the private sector partners that we have and have them help us by bringing in resources to make a difference and to really make this project a best practice across this country.
The partnership has played such a large role up to this point, and we see it continuing to play that role. And there are so many more successes in the future, and the partnership needs to be there to make sure those successes occur.